Hey, what up? This is my Kerry King signature JCM 800 2203. This thing was discontinued years ago. The price on the used market varies greatly. If you're lucky, you can get it for under $1,500, but the prices go all the way up to $3,000 US. This is my Kerry King signature MG10KK combo practice amp. There was a limited run of these like 15 to 17 years ago or some shit. And today I thought it'd be funny to compare the two amps. By the way, I paid €45 for this. Here's the box, by the way. They put some real effort into that. This just screams 2000s to me. I don't know. Included with the amp originally came a DVD of Kerry demoing it, but I couldn't find that online anywhere, and I didn't get it because for the past 15 years before I got it, this was just in someone's attic. So before we compare the sound or see if this amp is any good, let's go over and compare some of the specs. Something I noticed immediately is that unlike many of the other MG series practice combos, this is a closed back. Makes sense, I suppose, because this is geared towards metal players. It's got two channels, clean and overdrive. It has like, I don't know, you can see it pretty well on camera. I think this is like a 6-inch speaker. And something else that caught my eye, a feature this amp does not have, a direct recording output with a cab emulator in it. I have not tried this yet, but of course I'm going to in just a bit. Now instead of like a 3-band bass treble MIDI Q knob, it has a tone or contour knob that's basically the same as the shape knob on orange amps, and it essentially takes you from a nice tasteful British distortion all the way to obituary. And of course it has just a little bit of the very poorly aged tribal design on it that its big brother as well as Kerry's BC Rich guitars have. Now in my opinion, this is the best amp that Marshall has ever made. So let's compare it to this. This cab is loaded with two Celestion greenbacks and two vintage 30s, and I've had the amp modded to add an effects loop, something that by the way the small amp doesn't have either. So that was definitely quite interesting. I've played quite a few amps in Marshall's MG series, be it the big 100-watt heads or these 10 to 15-watt practice combos. And I'm going to be fully transparent here, they're all garbage. And I honestly was expecting that they just took one of those amps and slapped Kerry's signature tribal design and font on the front plate. But this thing not only has more features, it has decent tone. It did always sound much better in the room than it did... Oh, this thing is so dusty. It did always sound much better in the room than it did mic'd up, but it still has decent tone compared to other crappy practice amps, and given I paid €45 for this, I will definitely use this to practice and retire my Bias Effects 2 software that I use when I don't want to crank up the big amps in this house at night. It has a decent sounding clean channel, I guess. I didn't focus on that in the demo because this amp doesn't have one. In fact, I've been considering like a passive DI attenuator to get some clean tones out of this thing. But this amp, rare as it is today, is genuinely a cool find, and I will definitely add this to the collection and actually practice with it occasionally. So yeah, I rate this. Hop on Reverb or eBay and see if you can get one. Now, I'm a big fan of Kerry King, so this is a really cool collector's item, as is this amp. I really enjoy collecting signature gear from artists I like. I am well aware that Kerry's probably never held or used one of these, besides like in that demo video and for the photo shoot for the box, but it has his name on it and I think it's cool. So, thank you so much for watching. My most recent video is somewhere up here. You can subscribe to the channel somewhere down there if you feel like it. All my social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok's in the description. I don't know, like, subscribe, hit the bell. I'll see you next week.